Hey guys, welcome to the Tatum Talks podcast. Man, this is going to be an action-packed show. I'm here in Patchwerk Studios, guys, the #1 studio in the world, and I'm super excited about our first show, guys. Just give you a little background about me, man. I'm Derrick Tatum. I'm from Cleveland, Ohio. Played for University of Kentucky. Played for the Tennessee Titans. Played for the Seattle Seahawks. Played for the New York Dragons in the arena football team, and for the last 20 years, I've been doing recruiting, training athletes, and I've had over $75 million of scholarships that are accepted from my athletes over the last 8 years. I run football camps. I've had over 500 students get offers after coming to our football camps. So I'm very versed in this process, and I started this when I was younger because I understood that when I got cut from the NFL, the reason why I got cut, it wasn't because of anything that was physical. It was because of my attitude. All right. So I started my program because I wanted to make sure that I wanted to help students and parents understand the process, navigate the process, and understand, well, how do I get recruited? How do I help my son get a scholarship? And understand just the ups and downs of this, because there's no one way. Like I tell you, there's no one way to get an offer. There's all kind of ways. So I want to make it simple for parents to understand this process, and a student say, okay, if I just listen to what Derrick Tatum's telling me, I'll have a good framework of how I can get exposure or how I can get a scholarship offer. So today though, something big is happening right now, and it's probably one of the biggest things talked about, and that's the transfer portal. And if a lot of you guys, if you know what the portal is, it basically allows a college student to transfer 2 times without sitting out a year. Now, let me tell you, that sounds good on the surface. Okay, it sounds great on the surface because back in the day, um, and I graduated in '99. Okay, so we had to, if we wanted to transfer, first of all, we had to get permission from our coach. Then we had to sit out 1 year, and if we transferred in conference, we had to sit out 2 entire years. So this what this did was it made a lot of people say, "No, I'm not going to transfer, man. I don't want to sit out 1 year unless you transfer down from a D1 school." So, but that what that did was it made you think about things before you made a harsh decision that could cost you 40 years. And what I mean is the transfer portal has opened up the floodgates. And it's crazy because, like, when I was coming up, when I was younger, all I heard was parents saying, it's not fair that the coach can leave when he want to leave, but the players can't leave, and they got to settle 1 year. And I was the same. I thought the same thing too. I'm like, you know what? That's not fair that a coach, you could be a high school recruit and you're committed to this program because this coach told you he's going to help you, he's going to be there for you, and then a year later he leaves. So you're like, all right, well, I'm stuck here with a new staff. They don't know me. Now I got to reestablish myself. So why can't I transfer? Well, when COVID hit, and after all this complaining from the parents, the NCAA made the rule that, okay, now kids can transfer without sitting out 1 year. All right, so they can literally transfer to a school and then start playing immediately in that next year. Now, what that did though, that opened up a whole new floodgates of recruits. And what people didn't realize is it's killing high school recruiting. Like, it's killing high school recruiting. And let me tell you why. So back in the day, each school had like 25 scholarships. So they probably would bring in, 23, 24 high school kids and maybe 1 or 2 JUCO kids, okay, every year. Okay. Now that there's so much pressure on winning, that parents and these students aren't getting developed because the pressure to win. And so just think about it like this, y'all. So look, I'm a college coach. I got a new job. I got a 3-year deal. I got to win by my second year. If I don't show winning or show a big progress, they're going to fire me. All right. They're going to fire me. So, okay, I have to find a way to win right now. So would you rather go to a school and get an 18-year-old kid that's unproven, unknown? Yeah, he's a good high school player, but is he going to be able to adjust to the college lifestyle? Is he going to be a good college player? Or would you rather just hop in the transfer portal, go to a school like in Ohio State, they got a guy that was a 4-star that's not playing and recruit him? Well, it's obvious. So this is what's going on with the portal, guys. Like, it's just strictly numbers. It's strictly that I am trying to win right now. So I'd rather get a guy from the portal. Now, again, the parents, you guys didn't consider that this right here would change high school recruiting forever. Because so think about it. Okay, so look, you have 25 offers. Okay. Now, if I'm a school like a mid-major school, let's say I'm a school like Akron or Kent State. All right. Now, I'm in Ohio. There's a lot of good recruits there, but I need to win right now. So what I can do is I can go to the portal to some of these kids that I never really had a chance to recruit, and I can attract them to my school because they can play now. So what happens is a coach will say, well, man, I can recruit 15 portal kids and 3 or 4 high school kids. So, okay, so what that means is, that means that if this Power 5 school was going to bring in 15 portal kids, so that means 15 Power 5 kids are going to get pushed down to mid-major. Then that means mid-major, they're going to get a better player because they're going to get a player that normally should have been a Power 5 kid fall in their lap. But then now that those 15 scholarships from those players from mid-major, they're going to got to go down to D1AA. And those 15 guys that were going D1AA, they got to go down to D2 and then D3. So that's why it's a trickle effect. So now those 15 high school kids that was going to get a scholarship, they're not getting that offer now because of the transfer portal. Guys, that is a big synopsis of what the transfer portal is and how it's changed the dynamics. Because when people were complaining about, oh man, they can just leave when they want to leave, why can't the players leave? Well, this is why they can't leave. You know why? Because players gonna make an emotional decision because they ain't playing football. Like every freshman, when they come into school, there's a moment where they be like, you know what, I'm homesick, I want to go home and I want to transfer. Okay. But back in the day, the reason we didn't transfer is because of we knew we had to sit out 1 year. So now what I say is the transfer portal is creating a whole pool of quitters because they ain't willing to fight no more. All right. Hey guys, we're gonna take a break right now. This show is brought to you by. And now we're back. Tatum Talks podcast. Guys, I want to talk about this right here. I think you parents have to really listen to this because I hear people saying all the time, kids are being forced into the transfer portal. All right. And my question is, are they? Are they forced into the transfer portal? See, so let me say something. Like if you want to be successful in college, all right, and you don't want to have to transfer, you need to go to college and take care of your business and try to graduate within 3 years. All right. Now, what's going on is these kids that they say are getting forced into the portal, they might be getting forced in the portal, but are they? So if I'm a college student and I'm on time to practice, I'm working hard, not missing meetings, going to my tutoring, have great grades, yes sir, no sir, respectful, and maybe I'm not as good as they thought I was. Okay. Now, certain schools will be like, I like you, Derrick, but you're not going to start here next year. You probably won't be able to play here either because there's a guy in your same class. He's starting over you. There's a guy younger than you. He's better than you. So Derrick, you probably won't play here. Now, here's the issue. The issue is the coach didn't force you into the portal. He suggested you go to the portal. Now, what parents don't know is most schools now, see, they say scholarships are year to year. There's a new rule. Most scholarships, not all, most are 4-year deals, 4 to 5 year deals. So you don't have to leave. Like, that's the thing. Like, they're not forcing you. They're just telling you. So let me give you a story. And I told this, so I had a kid go to tech. And he was there 3 years, about to graduate. And I think it was like 2 staffs before. They was like, hey man, you're not gonna play here. You might well transfer. and because you're not gonna play. And the kid called me and he was like, Coach, man, like, I'm gonna leave. I said, no, you ain't leaving nowhere. I said, you gonna stay there and graduate. 1 in 6 people from tech are end up millionaires. Like, think about the long term of having a degree from Georgia Tech. Stay there and graduate. So he told the coach, he said, Coach, man, I like it here. I'm gonna work hard this offseason. I'm gonna try to play and I'm gonna graduate. Well, the coach said, you're not gonna play. So the coach was trying to force the kid into the portal, but he couldn't push the kid out because guess what? He had good grades. He was on time to graduate. A good kid. He couldn't force him to the portal. Like guys, quit saying that. They're not forcing you into the portal. Like, people are voluntarily going into the portal on their own. But you don't have to go to the portal. You don't have to transfer. Guys, think about it. You want to graduate from that school. So like your whole mindset when you come into college, when the kid comes to college, when they give you those transcripts, when they say you're gonna, like, you want to say, no, I want to be on track to graduate in 3 years. All right? Because that's why, like, kids are, well, they didn't push you into, I'm gonna say it again, they're not forcing these kids into the portal like that, guys. Because it's a 4-year deal. And the college coach know that. So here's what they'll do, y'all. So what they'll do is they'll talk bad to the kid. They'll tell them they won't talk to the kid as much. And when they do talk to him, they'll be like, ah, man, you trash, or man, you can't play. Trying to mess with the kid's confidence. All right. Now this is why when you're in college, students, parents, your son got to be mentally strong because he gonna go through some adversity that he can't really explain, and he gonna call home and he may not be truthful. He may not be truthful and say, well, mom, he gonna call home and be like, oh, they hating on me, or the coach don't like me. Man, listen, y'all. Hey, coach like ballers. All right, the coach is trying to win. Coach likes ballers. They're trying to win. Okay, so they want to play the best player for the most part, not all the time, for the most part, the best player gonna play in college. Like, because again, a coach trying to win, a coach making $250, $300, $500, $1 million per year, he want to keep that lifestyle. He trying to win. So if the kid ain't playing, he probably ain't good enough. Now, that doesn't mean you got to go into the portal. That means is you got to graduate as soon as possible. Then you can transfer. Like, it's much easier transferring after you have a college degree. Guys, you got to understand this. You got, like, this is something that's so big that people they miss the point. So did y'all know that there's like 40 to 50% of students that go in a transfer portal don't get a scholarship offer? Like, y'all ain't know that. Like, let me explain to y'all. So listen, right now it is August, okay? And let's say I'm not playing right now for X university, okay? And then in December, after the last game, I decide, you know what? I'm gonna hop into the transfer portal. Like, I'm Derrick Tatum. I'm at a D1 school. I decided I'm gonna hop into the transfer portal. It's December. Now, I got a car note. I got bills. I got an apartment that I'm paying in. See, what you guys don't realize, when you enter your name in that portal, your scholarship is only good to the end of that semester. So what happens is, if you hop into that transfer portal and you don't get an offer, January, your scholarship is over with. That car note is still due. That apartment lease until July is still due. Those bills are still coming. So there are kids that were on full scholarship, guys. See, this is kind of the underworld nobody's talking about. There are kids that was on full scholarship, decided that because I'm not playing football, I'm not starting, I'm going to go into the portal. And guess what? Those same kids sitting there with no offers. And bills still due. That's why the transfer portal is messing up some kids' credit, and they don't even know it, because guess what? When they hop in that portal and January comes and they sitting there with no offers, those bills still coming. So again, 40 to 50% of the people in the portal aren't getting offers, and they got to walk on now. That's why, like having a walk on is almost as valuable as a scholarship, because colleges are getting ex-college players that were on scholarship to walk on because they made a emotional decision to jump in the transfer portal and they didn't get an offer. Like, this is the thing that I always say, you gotta graduate in 3 years, because now you set yourself up for success in life. You're an alumni from that university. Now you're recognized as a person in that community. But if you transfer in school to school, you never get an opportunity to build with that community. Guys, I'm gonna take a pause for this show. The show is brought to you by Tatum Talks podcast. We're back. We're talking about this transfer portal, man. The first few segments, man, we talked about, what is the portal. We talked about our kids forced into the portal. Now, I'm going to talk about something that you probably didn't even consider, y'all. Y'all ain't, like, it's some kids that's getting literally bullied into the portal. When I say bullied, I mean bullied by other players on the team. Now, y'all, listen, don't kill the messenger. I'm telling you right now, there are fights in every locker room every single month. When I say some locker rooms, it's fights every week. Like, this is part of the culture. So, like, and you guys never knew about this because we didn't record no fights. Nobody records a fight in a locker room, guys. So now we've seen some schools have recorded some fights and you've seen them, but there are fights in locker rooms all the time. All right. So if your son, ain't no real dog, certain schools you shouldn't go to because you will be in a portal. All right. Let me get it straight, y'all. Any school where you see a bunch of guys getting drafted, Florida schools, LSU type schools, Alabama, like where it's some real live dogs at that school, believe me, it's a lot of testosterone going on in that locker room, and guys gonna get into it. You gotta understand this right here, y'all. You are there fighting for your life, literally, because your livelihood is you starting. So there's going to be some animosity between people because all right, guys. So everybody said you got to be a team guy, all right? And I believe that. But you got to be a me guy and take care of yourself first. Because think about this, right, y'all? So listen, if I'm soft and I come into a locker room and I'm good and dudes picking on me, some kids can't take that. You got to understand, listen, your son, most of these kids in college, you were the star player from 9 years old, 10 years old, 11 years old, star player in middle school, star player in high school. So everybody always coddled you, or everybody always catered to you. But in college, you got real live dogs from all over, okay? That's why I tell people, man, enjoy your high school time, because it may be the best time of your life, because you're in high school with guys that you've been knowing for years, guys you grew up with, guys you love. In college, you're going to meet some friends, but it's hard to be close friends with somebody that play the same position you play. It's hard to be soft in certain locker rooms. That's why you have to choose the right school based on the kid's personality, not just the way he plays, personality. Think about this, y'all. So look, think about like Stanford. Think about Duke. Think about Wake Forest, Northwestern, Notre Dame. Like, the type of kids they recruit are mostly kids that have excellent grades, mostly kids that come from two-parent homes. I mean, think about it, y'all. You rarely hear about kids from Duke or Stanford or Cal or Notre Dame getting in off the field trouble in college. Rarely. Like, sometimes you do, but rarely. That's because of they're recruiting a certain type of kid. Like, if your son is a really good player, but he's not really a dog, you might not want to send him to certain locker rooms. Again, I'm not saying which locker rooms, but I'm just telling you, like, if you ain't no real dog, you can't go to LSU. You can't go to Alabama. You can't go to Florida State, or Miami, okay? You can't go to certain locker rooms because it's too many real live dogs, okay? Now, if you're a really good player and you're soft-spoken and you're a nice kid and you're not really with the confrontation, then you got to look at schools where there are nicer people. Not saying they can't play football, not saying they're not going to be good, but understand there's certain locker rooms where people are not as aggressive. So you got to understand it ain't just people getting to the portal. People are getting bullied. I'm telling you this. I know it. I know it. And parents don't get me. Well, I'm not gonna have that. I'm not gonna send my. You don't know what's happening. Okay, you don't know what's happening. I know because I've been there. I got kids there. I understand this. So what I would suggest, this is real talk. Learn how to fight. I know it sounds crazy. Learn how to fight. All right. Before your son go to college, make sure, or even high school, like it happens in high school. Kids are getting bullied in high school in the locker room. Like I suggest this right here to every athlete. Take boxing classes, MMA classes, learn how to fight and learn how to wrestle. Because you're going to get into a fight. I promise you. I got into a few fights in college. And I wasn't a fighting person, but it's just too many testosterone guys in the locker room. You're going to get into a fight at some point. Now, not at all schools. Some schools, you may not get into a fight. Okay? But I know, and this is kind of the underworld, guys. This is the underworld. Now, they're not going to tell you this. You're not going to see this. But just know, if your son not a dog, he don't get pushed around. I'm telling you this right now. So these kids are literally getting bullied into the portal. They're getting bullied, and then they call home like, "Ma, they don't like me here, or I don't like it here." Well, no, he don't like it because he getting punked, because he's soft. Okay? Because he's soft. So my suggestion is for every kid, when you're in elementary or middle school, take MMA or take boxing. Learn how to fight. All right? You ain't got to be messing with nobody, but just in case somebody invades your space, you got to be able to protect yourselves. All right? This is just something that my son and my daughter both know how to fight. All right? Miami, we live in the suburbs. These schools, they're not fighting much of these schools, but you never know what might happen. You never know, but you want to be ready for this. So just understand that everybody portal situation is different. You got some kids that come to school, didn't live up to the hype, and then the coach is telling them hop in the portal. You got some kids that's living in la la land, they're going home, calling home, lying to their parents, saying they don't like me. Well, no. They like you. It's just that they don't like you not coming on time to practice. They don't like you showing up late to meetings. They don't like you not working hard in the weight room. They don't like that. Or you're getting punked in the locker room. Or your grades ain't good enough. Like kids, stop lying to your parents. All right? You know why you ain't playing. You know the dude in front of you better than you. All right? You know it. Don't go lie to your parents talking about they ain't like me. Guys, I played at Kentucky. All right? I played as a freshman. I started three games as a sophomore, and I started my junior and senior year. When I wasn't playing as a freshman, the guys were just better than me. That's just what it was. They're just better than me. My sophomore year, those same two corners were back. E. Kelly and KG. They were just better than me at that point. All right? But I didn't go home lying to my parents about why I'm not playing. And that's the issue that a lot of kids do. They go lying to parents why they ain't playing, but you know why you ain't playing. All right? But you have to take care of your business. Take care of your business by, again, being on time, working hard. Yes, sir. No, sir. Showing up. And if you're a locker room guy, guys, I didn't realize what being a locker room guy was until I got cut the last time from Seattle Seahawks. This is business. You got to be a locker room guy. But you also got to be a guy to stand your own ground and say, I ain't going for it. All right? I ain't going for it. So every locker room is different. But before you choose a school, what I would suggest is, like, I would tell the kid, you and the family need to go spend a weekend at that school before you commit. He needs to go to the game. He needs to go to the locker room. He needs to be around that campus and see, can I be here for the next 4 to 5 years? And if the answer is yes, that's school you want to be at. Guys, that's the end. This is Tatum Talks, guys. We had a great show. Talk about the portal, guys. Make sure you follow me on IG at Elite Talent Football. Visit my website, EliteTalentFootball.com. This is the Tatum Talks podcast. See you next week.